The day President Ruto put down the Bible, he said that the cost of living will also be down the moment the Bible touches down. To our surprise, when the Bible touched down, the cost of living shot up to unimaginable levels. And I want to say that the cost of fuel, the prices of fuel that shot up is a sign that indeed the president is making right his promise, the promise of taking Kenyans to heaven. Yale mambo matatu, ile ya watu kwenda binguni, indeed is being exercised. And I want to say that increasing the price for fuel literally increases the cost of production. Therefore, the cost of living cannot be lowered if the cost of production goes up. The cost of electricity will automatically go up, taking into consideration that one of the ways of generating electricity is by the use of fuel, save for other means of generating electricity. The cost of water will automatically go up because for you to pump water, you will need electricity, which already is high. The cost of food will automatically go up because increasing the cost of fuel automatically increases the cost of any good and service that is supposed to be transported, because the cost of transport automatically goes up. Therefore, we don't have a country. We were promised that the bottom-up economy will salvage Kenyans from the shackles of oppression, from the bondage of oppression. And as we can clearly see, that indeed the bottom-up that we were being told is taking money from the people at the bottom and funding the people at the top wherever they are going. As you can see, the president and his deputy has left Kenya in a crisis as they are globe-trotting, as they are touring other countries. Right now they are tourists in other countries, and Kenya is left in shame. And therefore, the solution, the first solution to this, is that the current bipartisan talks that are going on should be called off. We advise the Azimio members who are holding the talks to walk out of the talks. It is not the time to talk, it is time to walk. We need to go, we need to communicate in a language that this government best understands. Instead of talking with the riffraffs, the miscreant gun that is claiming to own the shares of this nation, we need to talk with the mamamboga. We need to talk with the mamambogas who have no money, who have no transport cost to go and restock, who have no money to go and buy more stock because the cost of mboga is now at a higher price. We need to talk with the boda riders who have no money to refuel their bodas. We need to talk with the matatu industry who have no money to fuel their cars for businesses. We need to talk with the men and women, the parents of this nation, who have no money to transport their children to institutions of higher learning. We need to talk to the parents who have no money to pay for fees at the university. The current situation in the university is so wanting, where we are being promised by the government that they shall provide scholarships for 45,000 students across the nation, while currently they cannot disburse money for the ongoing students, for the students who are currently studying at the universities. If those standing cannot get their share, how will those crawling get their share? Therefore, whatever is happening at the Bomas of Kenya must be cancelled with an immediate effect. And the moment we resume to our normal operations, then the president and the deputy president shall come back to Kenya, because as things are, they are very comfortable. Wameenda kuogelea ng'ambo, Wakenya wakiumia hapa nchini. Wameenda kujivinjari ng'ambo, wakati Wakenya wanaumia hapa nchini. So we are waiting for a major announcement, and then after that we need to stop singing and we start swinging. We are already suffering. The situation is already worse. And as things are, I can clearly tell you that one of the terms of reference, the main reason why the bipartisan talks were called, is to lower the cost of living. And as things are, the bipartisan talks are there, but the cost of living keeps on rising. Therefore, it will never be handled. And I told you, as simple as securities for these members of parliament have not been given back to them. As simple as that. If that cannot be given back to us, do you think the cost of living will be lowered? Do you think we will get anything meaningful from the bipartisan talks? And therefore, Kenyans are already dying. Kenyans know the way to heaven, because you've clearly shown them where heaven is, and I'm very sure Kenyans are ready to go to heaven. And that heaven, there is happiness. In heaven, there is no rent. In heaven, there is no cost of electricity. In heaven, you are not buying water. In heaven, there is free food. Therefore, let us meet in heaven. If there were jobs and if we were expanding our income, then it would be better to expand the expenditure. But you cannot expand the expenditure while the income is constant, and to some people have no jobs. Look at the oil that we import from Libya, the oil that we import from Nigeria and Sudan, and we pay them in dollars. Does that make sense? Even from Africa, it does not make sense. Therefore, somebody is doing business. Somebody is doing business, and business must just profit somebody. And clearly we were told that it is a company, and a company must make profits to the shareholders. The price of fuel keeps on shooting. So which means that whatever the minister is saying is complete balderdash, gibberish, nonsensical, and probably doesn't know how to run that ministry. The best thing that we should do is to do away with EPRA. Ever since EPRA was established, we've been suffering in this nation. And EPRA must open up the market, because the market is so constrained to a few individuals who are interested in making profit from the business of fuel. And that is why we are suffering as we speak. And we also know those who are doing the business. If the market is opened up, then we will not be suffering. Therefore, with the introduction of the many leakages, one of them being corruption, that the money that was meant for projects were eaten, were pilfered, were misappropriated, were defrauded. That alone tells you that now they are trying to get into another kitty But how true is that? Because it is not proven. First of all, they must tell us that the money that was budgeted for these projects, where did the money go to? So I think whatever he's saying is a mere statement of puff and misrepresentation of facts into factoids. Hizi pikipiki za umeme ziko ngapi zimefika hapa nchini Kenya? Usitengeneze pikipiki moja mbili kisha useme pikipiki za umeme zimefika nchini Kenya. Usilete gari mbili tatu nchini Kenya ambazo zinatumia umeme kisha useme magari za umeme zitumike hapa nchini Kenya. Na kama bei ya umeme already iko juu, hata hakuna haja kuelekea hiyo route, because the main reason why wameleta hii mambo ya kutumia magari na pikipiki za umeme ni to reduce mambo za pollution. Sasa mimi naweza kuambia ya kwamba rais ako na visanga mingi sana hapa nchini. Juzi umemwona katika gari ya umeme, angepigwa shock kwenye hiyo gari. Angepigwa shock, atuwache na rigiji. Sasa inchi singeisha. Jamani, sasa tuachane na hiyo mambo ya pikipiki za umeme na magari za umeme. Tutumie ile mambo ambayo tumezoea. Ama vipi? Ama hiyo pia ni njia nyingine ya kupeleka wananchi binguni.